Hello and welcome to International Royals TV. Thank you for clicking. Please thumbs up if you haven't already, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already with the notification bell on so you won't miss the next upload. Thank you so much. So today we will be continuing on with Prince Philip's life history, and today's session is session number 7 and it's called Supporting the Queen. If you haven't seen our previous episodes, there's a playlist in the playlist section and it's called Prince Philip's Life History, and you also find it on the community tab as well. So let's go. Supporting the Queen. As consort, Philip supported his wife in her duties as sovereign, accompanying her to ceremonies such as the state opening of Parliament in various countries, state dinners, and tours abroad. As chairman of the Coronation Commission, he was the first member of the royal family to fly in a helicopter, visiting the troops that were to take part in the ceremony. Philip was not himself crowned in the coronation service, but knelt before Elizabeth with her hands enclosing his, and swore to be her liege man of life and limb. For 6 months, spanning 1953 and 1954, they toured the Commonwealth as was customary during previous tours. The children remained in Britain. Just want to go back to that part where it said he knelt before Elizabeth. How humble. A man knelt down before Elizabeth and swore to be her liege man of life and limb. How, humble is that? And he was a very, very respectful man to her, and he supported her in all her duties. We are talking about Prince Philip's life history, and it's called Supporting the Queen. So I was just going back and saying how humble he was, because we read the part that said he knelt before Elizabeth. Anyway, let's continue. For 6 months spanning 1953 and 1954, they toured the Commonwealth as was customary during previous tours. The children remained in Britain. In the early 1950s, Philip's sister-in-law, Princess Margaret, considered marrying a divorced older man, Peter Townsend. The press accused Philip of being hostile to the match, to which he replied, "I haven't done anything." Eventually, Margaret and Townsend parted. Oh no. In 1960, Margaret married Anthony Armstrong Jones, who was created Earl of Snowdon the following year. They divorced in 1978. Margaret did not remarry. Oh no. Oh. In 1956, Philip and Kurt Hahn founded the Duke of Edinburgh's Award to give young people a sense of responsibility to themselves and their communities. In the same year, he also established the Commonwealth Study Conferences. From 1956 to 1957, he travelled around the world abroad. Let's read that again. Do apologise. He travelled around the world abroad. The newly commissioned HMY Britannia, during which he opened the 1956 Summer Olympics in Melbourne and visited the Antarctic, becoming the first royal to cross the Antarctic Circle. Elizabeth and the children remained in Britain. On the return leg of the journey, Philip's private secretary, Mike Parker, was sued for divorce by his wife. Oh no. Was sued for divorce by his wife. As with Townsend, the press still portrayed divorce as a scandal, and eventually Parker resigned. He later said that Philip was very supportive. The Queen was wonderful throughout. She regarded divorce as a sadness and not a hanging offence. In a public show of support, Elizabeth created Parker, a commander of the Royal Victorian Order. Further press reports claimed the royal couple were drifting apart, which enraged Philip and dismayed Elizabeth, who issued a strongly worded denial. She granted him the style and title of a Prince of the United Kingdom by letters patent on 22nd of February 1957. It was gazetted that Philip was to be known as His Royal Highness the Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. Philip was appointed to the Queen's Privy Council for Canada on 14th of October 1957, taking his oath of allegiance before the Queen in person at her Canadian residence. Rideau, I think it's Rideau, Rideau Hall. Remarks he made 2 years later to the Canadian Medical Association on the subject of youth and sport were taken as a suggestion that Canadian children were out of shape. This was at first considered tactless, but Philip was later admired for his encouragement of physical fitness. While in Canada in 1969, he spoke about his views on republicanism. In a complete misconception to imagine that the monarchy exists in the interests of the monarch. It doesn't. It exists in the interests of the people. If at any time any nation decides that the system is unacceptable, then it is up to them to change it. In 1960, Philip attended the National Eisteddfod. I'm so bad at pronouncing things. The National Eisteddfod, I think, guys, of Wales, wearing a long green robe, where he was initiated as an honorary ovate by the Archdruid of Wales, Edgar Phillips, through his bardic name, Philip. Merioneth? To reflect his title of Earl of Merioneth. In 1961, he became the first member of the royal family to be interviewed on television after he appeared on Panorama to answer questions by Richard Dimbleby about the Common Technical Training Week, an initiative of which he was patron. In 1969, he made a similar appearance on Meet the Press during a tour of North America. And that brings us to the end of session number 7, which was called Supporting the Queen. So if you've missed our previous episodes, you can catch up in the playlist section, and it's called Prince Philip's Life History. You'll also find it on the community tab as well. So I do thank you very much for the time. Do appreciate you tuning in, and I hope you're enjoying the series as much as I am. We also have other series, and they are called Queen Elizabeth II's Life History, Princess Anne's Life History, Prince Edward's Life History, and now we have Prince Philip's Life History. So yeah, I'm going to put up a